The order came at dawn: fix bayonets. The men of the 9th Battalion knew what that meant. Many would not survive the day. This is the story of their final desperate charge into the Turkish guns, where courage and tragedy collided on the bloody slopes of Gallipoli. Welcome to Historical Stories, where the past isn't just remembered, it's lived. The last charge, the bravery of the 9th Battalion at Gallipoli. The sun had barely risen on August 7, 1915, when the Australian 9th Battalion prepared for what would become one of the most brutal assaults of the Gallipoli campaign. The air was thick with the smell of gunpowder and sweat as the men checked their rifles, whispered prayers, and clutched letters from home. Among them was Private Jack Wilson, a 22-year-old farmer from Queensland who had enlisted with his best mate, Tom. Now they stood shoulder to shoulder, waiting for the whistle that would send them into hell. The plan was simple: charge across no man's land, overrun the Turkish trenches, and capture the strategic heights of Chunuk Bair. But simple plans often unravel in war. As the whistle blew, the Australians surged forward, their bayonets glinting in the pale morning light. Almost immediately, Turkish machine guns roared to life. Bullets tore through the ranks, cutting men down like wheat before a scythe. Jack felt the impact before he heard the shot, a searing pain in his leg. He stumbled but kept moving, driven by sheer adrenaline. Around him, men fell screaming. Tom was hit in the chest and collapsed without a word. Jack wanted to stop, to help his friend, but the tide of soldiers pushed him forward. There was no retreat, only the terrible momentum of battle. Somehow, a handful of men reached the Turkish trenches. Hand-to-hand fighting erupted, bayonets, rifle butts, even fists. Jack fought like a man possessed, driven by grief and rage. For a brief, desperate moment, it seemed they might succeed. But then the Turkish reinforcements arrived, and the Australians were forced back, leaving their dead and wounded behind. By midday, the charge had failed. Of the 800 men who had gone over the top, fewer than 200 returned. Jack, bleeding and exhausted, was one of the lucky ones. As he was carried to a field hospital, he looked back at the battlefield, littered with the bodies of his mates. He would later learn that Tom had died instantly. The 9th Battalion's charge at Gallipoli was a story of unimaginable bravery and heartbreaking loss. Though the battle was a failure, the courage of those men became legend. Many, like Jack, carried the weight of survival, haunted by the letters they would never send and the goodbyes left unsaid. In our next story, we uncover one of those lost voices in Letters from the Trenches, a soldier's final goodbye, a heartbreaking testament to love and sacrifice in the Great War. If these stories of courage and sacrifice move you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to join us as we honor the forgotten heroes of history. Their voices deserve to be heard. Help us keep their memories alive. Until next time, remember, the wind still whispers their names on the cliffs of Gallipoli. Thanks for watching. See you in the next story.